The agenda for today is set. That is, the thought of the day is emotional boundaries versus emotional walls. Now, just imagine you're at a family wedding and your well meaning aunt asks you for the hundredth time, Beta, when are you getting married? The famous question asked from Salman Khan again and again. And now you have two choices. You can either smile politely and change the subject, of course, one boundary, or you can stop attending family functions altogether. Now that's a wall. Can you guess which approach will serve you better in the long run? So today, we're going to explore one of the most crucial life skills that no one teaches in school: the art of protecting yourself without isolating yourself. You know, the difference between emotional boundaries and emotional walls, and why getting this wrong can cost you relationships, opportunities, and your own peace of mind. So, let me start with a story that might sound familiar. Now, Radhika was a college student who always said yes. Yes to helping classmates with assignments, yes to covering extra shifts at a part time job, yes to listening to friends' problems even at 2 a.m. And she was everyone's go to person, but she was exhausted, resentful, and her own studies were suffering. So Radhika made a decision. But instead of learning to say, I can help you tomorrow, or I need to study tonight, can we talk in the morning? She did something drastic. She stopped helping altogether. She became cold, distant, and unavailable. Her friends felt confused and hurt, and her relationships suffered. So, what happened here? Radhika confused boundaries with walls. A boundary would have been, I care about you. I can help you from 7 to 8 p.m. And a wall was, I don't have time for anyone else's problems anymore. So, boundaries are like a good security guard. They check who's coming in and decide what's appropriate, but they don't lock the door forever. And walls are like boarding up your house completely. Sure, nothing bad gets in, but nothing good gets in either. So, in Indian culture, we often swing between extremes. Either we have no boundaries at all, family first, always, no matter what, or we build massive walls. I don't trust anyone anymore. But healthy relationships exist in the middle ground where you can deeply, while still, care, while still protecting your own self own well being. And I'm sure you'll agree, graphology helps in exactly in this way. So, how do you know if you've built walls instead of boundaries? So, here are some telltale signs that might hit close to home. The all or nothing approach. You've either completely cut someone out of your life or you let them walk all over you. There is no middle ground. Sounds familiar? Maybe after a fight with your best friend, instead of having a difficult conversation about what hurt you, you just stop talking. And that's a war. Then I don't need anyone syndrome. You, you pride yourself on being completely self reliant. Asking for help feels like weakness, and you handle every problem alone, even when support is available. So, this often happens after we have been hurt or disappointed. It's like saying, if I don't depend on anyone, no one can let me down. Then the emotional shutdown. When someone tries to have a serious conversation with you, you change the subject, make a joke, Simply say, I don't want to talk about it, and walk away. I'm sure some of you would have gone through this phase. So you become the master of deflection. Feelings are messy. So you've decided to opt out entirely. And then the assumption of bad intent. So you automatically assume people are trying to hurt you, take advantage of you, or judge you. And that is what happens when we suffer from low self esteem. Your default mode is defensive. A friend cancels plans instead of thinking they must be busy. You think they don't really want to spend time with me. And here's the thing about walls, they are built from past pain, but they end up creating future loneliness. They might protect you from being hurt again, but they also protect you from being loved, supported, and truly connected. So, how do you protect yourself without isolating yourself, right? So, that is something we need to know. So, let me share some real world strategies that work, especially in Indian context. The yes and approach. So, instead of saying, no, I can't help you with your project, try saying, yes, I want to help you. And I'm available from 6 to 7 p.m. tomorrow. So you created a boundary. You're not rejecting the person, you're managing your availability. And this works great. Try it out anytime. Then the I care but formula. I care about what you're going through, but I'm not the right person to help with this. So have you considered talking to, so you can always suggest an alternative? And this works beautifully with friends who always dump their problems on you but never reciprocate. Then the cultural translation. In Indian families, direct boundaries can feel rude. Try, Mom, I love that you want the best for me. Can we discuss my career choices after finish the semester? I promise we'll have a proper conversation then. You're not shutting down the conversation. You're scheduling it on your terms. Because many a times arguments with parents are created when we don't converse, we don't communicate, we don't answer the queries. Then the explanation boundary. Sometimes a brief explanation helps. I need to be honest. I get overwhelmed when people share their personal problems with me because I care too much and if it affects my sleep. So can you help me understand what kind of support you actually need? So see the vocabulary, see the terminology that we are using that in itself shows we care. But at the same time, we are respecting our own boundaries as well. So the key difference is boundaries come with love and communication, and walls, they come with silence and distance. Boundaries say, I care about us. So let's figure out how to make this work. But walls, they say, I give up on us. So think of the most beautiful garden you've ever seen. It probably had a fence around it, didn't it? But notice that fence wasn't a concrete wall 10 feet high. It was designed to protect what's precious inside while still allowing sunlight to filter through, fresh air to circulate, and beauty to be visible from the outside. The fence keeps out what could harm the garden, stray animals that might trample the flowers, people who might pick the fruits without permission. But it doesn't block out rain, sunshine, or the gentle breeze that helps the plants thrive. And this is what healthy emotional boundaries look like. They protect your energy, your time, and your emotional well being, but they don't block out love, support, genuine connection, or opportunities for growth. So here's what I want you to do this week. And it might be one of the most important exercises you'll ever complete. Step one, identify your wall. Think of one relationship or situation in your life where you have built a wall instead of a boundary. Maybe it's with a parent who always criticizes your choices, a friend who takes advantage of your kindness, or a colleague who dumps their work on you. So maybe you've stopped sharing anything personal because you were hurt once. Then, step two, examine the cost. Ask yourself honestly, what is this wall costing you? Are you missing out on love, support, opportunities, or genuine connection? Sometimes protecting ourselves from pain also protect us from joy. And then step three, design your fence. Now, imagine replacing that wall with a beautiful garden fence. What would that look like? So instead of cutting someone out completely, what boundary could you set? So instead of never sharing anything personal, what could you share with the right people at the right time? So you can write down three small specific steps you can take this week. One, one conversation you need to have. Two, one limit you need to set with love. Three, one risk you're willing to take to reconnect. So, for example, I'll tell my friend that I care about her problems, but I need our conversation to be balanced with good news too. Or I'll share one worry with someone I trust instead of handling everything alone. So here's the beautiful truth that took me years to understand. You don't have to choose between protecting yourself and connecting with others. You don't have to choose between strong and being vulnerable. And you don't have to choose between being available and having your own life. The most resilient people aren't those who never get hurt. They are those who learn to love and trust wisely. And they are those who build beautiful fences around their hearts instead of impenetrable walls. Your relationships are not meant to drain you or complete you. They are meant to complement the whole person you already are. So when you set loving boundaries, you're not pushing people away. You're teaching them how to love you better. You're showing them what mutual respect looks like. So remember, a boundary is not a punishment for others, it's a gift to your own self and your relationships. It says, I value this connection enough to make it healthy. And a wall says, I'll give up on this connection entirely. So you deserve relationships that energize rather than drain you. You deserve connections that feel safe without feeling stagnant. And you deserve to be loved for who you are, not for how much you can give or how little you need. So I'll say start today. Start with one wall, start with one conversation, start with the belief that you can be both protected and connected, both strong and open, both wise and trusting. So build fences, not walls. Let the sunlight in. The people who truly belong in your life will respect your boundaries. And those who don't, well, that fence would help you figure out who's worth keeping close and who was only there to take advantage of an unguarded garden. So your heart, is worth protecting. Your connections are worth nurturing. And you are worth both safety and love. The beautiful thing is, you don't have to choose. So, with that thought, thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you.